Happiness is not on the other side of you, it's right inside of you. The reason I want to talk about happiness and where it's located is because so many of us keep searching. Where is happiness? How to find happiness? How do I become happy? Let me tell you that if you do it the Western way, if you've been raised in a Western world, you're going to look in all the wrong places. The reason you're going to look in all the wrong places is because you're looking through your ojos, through your eyes, and they can only see outside of you. Don't get me wrong, I'm a fan of having a beautiful partner. I'm a fan of having a beautiful home. I'm a fan of having a luxurious car. I'm a fan of eating at good food. I'm a fan of going on vacations. I'm a fan of course, having my bills paid. That's given. I'm a fan of status. I'm a fan of flash. I like all that to a degree. And so should you. There's nothing wrong with it. So I want to be really clear that all that stuff has its time and place. We get up every morning, we go to work, or we create to get this stuff. And we should. That's our means of exchange on the planet. It's something that's available for us all. Go get it, make it happen. But for happiness, you've got to go within. You've got to look not from here, but down from your spirit, from the gut area of your body, from where you are. Because until you are looking from that space, you can only ascertain, pick up, accept, judge it by things that are in front of you, things that you can touch, smell, taste, and that's unfortunately not enough. So what is happiness then, Marquise? I'm going to give you a definition of happiness. Happiness is a state that can come and go that's based from what's in agreement from what's in the inside of you. Happiness is a state that can come and go that's based on the experience of agreement happening inside of you. I like that definition. I like it very much. Because it requires you to look within to find out what's taking place. It requires you to consider peace. Peace would be an element of happiness. Something that you have to allow. Some would say you have to fight for it. No, I don't think you have to fight for it. You have to allow. Because see, peace is something that can be derived from within, but you have to allow it to transpire. It's just one of those things that when you allow things to be as they are, that's one step in the right direction. It's one of those things that when you look at things and you believe and you know that life is working for you and not against you, and you stand in that, that's another state in allowing it to come. It's when you allow your mind and body and spirit to stay connected by taking the breaths and being present in the moment. When you start to discover peace, something that you actually have more control over than you realize, that opens the doorway for happiness. Because you begin to take joy in the small things. And when you can take joy in the small things, happiness is easy. You get to smile and just feel present. You get to feel peace. The book Wayne Dyer wrote, The Power of Being Present, or whatever it was, you know what I'm talking about. It speaks to that whole thing. Happiness, because it's a temporary state, it comes and it goes. It requires that you have synchronicity with your mind, body, and spirit. And peace opens the door, and then acknowledgement or gratitude is the next step, by being grateful for whatever's in your space. When I was growing up, the old people in church would say things like, God, I thank you for waking me up. I thank you for putting clothes on my back. I thank you for keeping me in my right mind. When I was growing up, I thought that was some of the weirdest stuff ever. Like, yeah, of course you have clothes on your back. Of course you are in your right mind, and of course you're awake. And then as I got older, I began to realize, wait a minute, everybody doesn't have clothes on their back. Everybody didn't wake up. and there's a whole lot of people not in their right mind. And all of a sudden, gratitude began to have a whole new depth about what it meant that I never considered before. Can you be grateful for the small things in your life? You know, all the things you take for granted, right? You ever seen the meme where if you have a roof over your head, food on your table, and you have clothes on your back, you're in the top 1% of the richest people in the world? We often get so caught up in our little scope, and we compare ourselves with those around us or those on social media as if they are the standard. They are not. As an actor, as a model, I can tell you a lot of those clothes, they go to the store, they buy them, and they return them. They buy them for the photos, and then they take them back. And you over here thinking, oh my God, they got it so good. Yeah, it's all business. Can you be thankful for the little things? What little things in your life right now can you be thankful for? Just think of three. Just think of three. And imagine your life if they didn't exist, the inconvenience that would exist. Have you ever had a car and then not had a car? If you're grateful, you might get on a bike. If you live in good weather, it's fantastic. But if you don't live in good weather, all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, who knew? There's so many little things you could be grateful for. I want to challenge you to identify 3 to 5 things every day when you wake up and when you go to bed. And just recite them to yourself. I'm grateful for this. And really be present to that thought. I'm grateful for that. And really be present to that thought. As you're doing that, what you're doing is you're building and cultivating space inside of you for happiness to flow out of you. It's just one of those things that as we practice it more, we experience it better. And the last thing that I want to talk about, so you have the opportunity for peace. You have the opportunity to open it up through having peace on the inside, through having through having gratefulness on the inside, and then last but not least, love. And when I say love, I'm not talking about love for an intimate partner. I'm talking about love flowing through you. You see, your natural state, whether you know it or not, is actually love. You have to learn to hate. You have to learn to feel disgust. Your natural state is to allow love to flow through you. You ever see kids when they're on the playground, they fight, and then by the time they're done playing for the afternoon, they're hand in hand, hugging, forgetting that they fought, and just loving one another. They're present all over again. Yeah, that part. But see, the lesson around love is that it must first flow through you. You've got to learn to love you. And as you learn to love you and accept you for who you are, for where you are, not based on outward things. If you base it on outward things, it's going to throw off this whole rhythm and experience for you to have it. You've truly got to go within, because if you don't, happiness is not going to be attainable. It's going to leave you right away because it's always based outside of you. But as you cultivate love on the inside for who you are, how you show up, your gifts, skills, and talents, oh my God, you create space for it to flow through you. And all of a sudden, you'll find it with others. But you can't love anyone else, no matter what you say, until you learn to love yourself. And once you learn to love yourself, now it can flow through you, through others, even people you don't like so much. You can still be the space of love. And as that begins to happen, peace, you're owning it. Gratitude, you're practicing it. And love, you're allowing it. My friend, you're going to be so happy. Listen, if you want to get into this stuff deeper, then join my free VIP group that's coming out. I can't wait to be in it with you, where we take this stuff, we go deeper, we do case studies, etc. In the meantime, if you would, subscribe, hit the bell, share this with somebody, comment below, and let's talk about it. Talk to you soon.